time, and Hooker able to finish.
All about pace at this time, Krista. Their pace has favored the Trojans so far, but we get into that fast game. Well, it looks like more of a Longhorn style of play.
When the block was right there, got the tip and couldn't find it, and it's a point for USC. But you're right, they're trying to keep the pace down. USC is a little bit, although it's been up a little more than we thought it might be, but they have been in control of it.
Fawcett shut down by the block that time. Dyson brings the ball up. A nice dig out of the net there. And Fawcett splits the block beautifully that time. First real noise we hear it from Julianne Fawcett. Nice split that time.
With some emotion, the block did not get there. And she is such a confident freshman. Played for the U.S. Junior National Team.
16-20 as Allison Jennings goes back to serve. Dyson stopped, brings the ball back, and a cut shot that time goes wide. Not a bad idea by Dyson, but it went wide, and now the Longhorns trail 17-20.
It was open. The block was over there, that double block. Go the other direction with it, but just couldn't cut it enough.
Almost a miscommunication on the Trojans' part that time, and Couture once again in the back row. My, oh my, is anyone going to slow her down?
That was a great read by Taylor Carrico. The pass wasn't quite there, so she had to go with a back set off the net. And guess who was there? Couture.
What a nice option. Carrico is doing an excellent job keeping Texas off balance. Again, a scramble play by USC, but eventually Fawcett now starting to heat up on the outside, and that's the last thing USC wants to see is that big physical player start getting moving.
She's been so quiet. She's so emotional. And that's one of the things Jared Ellis said, you love that energy, but sometimes he has to get her to really focus and keep it down a little bit. Know what you got to do with it.
Right. Texas now going for a short serve. Couture says, I'll try it that way. A stuff block that time, real quick one, as a matter of fact, by Zoe Garrett. Ball came flying over, and she just said, thank you very much. A little bit of a con block that time.
Zoe Garrett saw it coming over, and now Jared Elliott's up talking to the officials again because he felt that she came over the net, and so did his team, Moriarty's.
I was wondering how long it would take him to get up and start talking about that.
Yeah, that one was a close one. I could definitely see Garrett's hand, whether or not someone else from Texas was up there challenging her. It didn't look as though they were.
22-18, and the Trojans again up by 4. 6 to go to that magical number of 30, and if they take a 2-0 lead here, I think we're going to have some very shocked Longhorn fans.
Well, I think you're right. Got the sense of Texas was starting to loosen up here in this one.
Fawcett with her third kill just in recent times, and you know, even though it might be a surprise to those Longhorn fans, this tournament this year has been a topsy-turvy affair, Krista. A lot of teams losing who weren't supposed to lose, and a lot of seeds dropping off the face early on in the tournament.
Yeah, the most parity we've seen. Now, Fawcett with 9 kills, but that's come as of late here in this one because she was non-existent early on.
You are looking live at the NCAA Volleyball Regional Final from Gainesville, Florida, the Stephen C. O'Connell Center, presented by ESPNU, by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. It is USC and Texas. I'm Phil Bush. This is Krista Blanc with me, and we are bringing you what has so far been a fairly one-sided affair as the USC Trojans lead 30-25 and 23-20. Texas with the ball back now, trying to slow down the Trojans.
They go to McGee, who's now back to serve for Texas, and she's been kind of quiet also. They haven't been going to her. They kept looking for Engel, and I think they're figuring out they've got to find some other bodies. So Fawcett and McGee starting to come on.
Copenhagen tried to roll shot that one over and tried to cut a seam, but didn't play able to do it. And that time, Bethany Johansson knocks the ball down again, an overpass, and the errors are starting to pile up a little bit here for the Longhorns, and they're starting to get a bit more tight, you almost sense, as we get closer to point 30.
Well, again, they felt that she came over the net that time, looking to the official, and right now that's taking them out of their system as well.
Defensive work in the back row by Couture. And that's going to... Great drive by Texas in the back row. Destiny Hooker laying out her entire 6'4" frame, trying to keep that ball alive. But now 25-20.
Earlier, Phil, there was a ball that was coming over to USC side. Moriarty felt like they were over the net.
You know, the thing is, Donna Carter is standing a foot and a half away from that ball, and you know, anyone who's going to have a play on it, I'm afraid she's going to. So she's one of the best referees in the country, and you know, I'm not saying she was or wasn't, but I typically don't question these referees. They're pretty darn good.
Every point is crucial out here. These players, there's a lot of emotion on this court.
And that was off the block. And back over to Texas, 21-25. Ashley Engel found some hands that time, trying to keep USC from taking a 2-0 lead. And the difference between 2-0 and 1-1 in the locker room is huge.
It definitely is. I mean, it's a completely different mindset and different pressures, obviously, for both teams. Best of 5, and you go down 0-2. It's tough to get back.
Destiny Hooker that time going wide after another long rally. And I'm not sure I can remember a long rally that Texas has won so far. Like every long rally goes to the Trojans.
Yeah, it's just completely opposite of what we saw in yesterday's matches. USC, a 5-gamer against St. John's, and Texas against Florida. And Texas just completely controlled pretty much every game. They were able to go on some runs. USC has definitely thrown them off and out of system in this one. I think Allie Hilgren back to serve's done a great job, too. She's gotten her hands on everything. 8 digs already.
Speaking of control, Hilgren that time did a great job of taking Longhorns out of their system again. And I guess you can trade that ace for the missed serve off. It's not a bad trade, I would say, huh?
I think you're right. I think sometimes you want that aggressiveness from the serving. You just have to pick and choose and know when you need it, when you don't.
First time Couture has been dug in the back row, but the offense back over to USC. The ball passed to the net. Engel tried to do something with it, unable to do much, and USC up 28-22 here in game 2, having won the first one 30-25.
What a decision on that one by Couture to tip it over to Moriarty. They know that's the sitter. You go ahead and take that one. Who's going to help you out? Nobody.
And that looked like a swing of frustration from Destiny Hooker. She just took too big a swing and went far deep, and we have come to game point for USC, 29-22. And that ball is wide by Lauren Polini, and USC has gone up 30-22.